What's up? What's up? What's up, my good people? What's up? Hey, hey, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sandra's stenography and that shorthand dictation and that voice writing and that captioning and that real time writing and that plover and everyone in between. So, thank you so much for being here today. I really do appreciate your attendance. I am loving the way you guys are supporting the channel, so please keep it up. Um, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe because this is the I'm just going to go ahead and claim it. This is the best dictation channel on YouTube. I am claiming it. And my mama always said, if you don't claim it, you won't have it. So I'm claiming that today. And you can go ahead and subscribe. You can hit the bell for notifications so you can be one of the first people to know when I upload a brand new video coming out of the oven, piping hot. And you can also leave me comments. I always answer. Share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all over again. And please, if you're watching a video and it helped you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, including this one. All of that good stuff helps this channel. It really, really does. And please go ahead and subscribe. I am trying to get to 400 subscribers by my birthday, which is next month, September 30th. So if you want to help me out, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm almost there. I think I need like 9 more people. Please help me out with that. Thank you. Now, I have an article that I wanted to read to you today. Yes, I do. And it is about learning because this is a learning channel. We come here to learn new drills, new words, new sentences, new speeds, all that good stuff. So I thought I would bring you something relating to learning. And I found this great article that I wanted to share with you. And so let me go ahead and get that pulled up so we can get started. Where are you? Where are you? All right, I got it up. And it says in this article, learning is supposed to be uncomfortable. Why do we think that learning is supposed to be comfortable for us? Or it should just be a breeze when you're learning something, something you've never done before. Or even if you've done it before, like some of my court reporters on the channel, they're returning court reporters. And of course, you may fall back in it more easily than a student that has never taken it before. But even then, there's going to be struggles. Even then, there's going to be uncomfortable times. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this article. I will not be reading this at any particular speed. All right, but I am going to have the handy dandy stopwatch with me just to make sure that I'm keeping pace, really. So, I read through this a couple of times, so it's going to take me a little over 6 minutes if you're one of those people that like to know what's going on with the dictation. And you can write this or you can just listen. It's really up to you. So this is from Harvard Business Law. And you can find that at hbr.org. And the title is Learning is Supposed to Feel Uncomfortable, written by Peter Bregman. Let's get started, shall we? The process our workshop leader asked us to follow was simple enough. We broke into small groups as she directed, taking turns being the leader, while the others in the group played various roles. She was a good teacher. She described what we had to do, then showed us how, then asked us to do it. Describe, demonstrate, do. That's a solid teaching methodology. But I was finding the do part far more difficult and stressful than I had anticipated. I was outside my comfort zone, clumsy, tentative. I tried to follow her directions, but I stumbled in front of the others, and it felt embarrassing. Here's the thing: while the act of learning is primarily intellectual, behavioral, or method, methodological, the experience of learning is primarily emotional. And it's the emotional experience of learning, of being a beginner and making mistakes, often publicly, that often keeps people from even trying to learn. Later that day, I met a woman who was teaching a different workshop at the retreat center. "You're so lucky," she said. "I haven't participated in a personal development program for 30 years. "Why not?" I asked. "I lead workshops," she told me, "and I'm known. I couldn't participate in one." "Why not?" I asked. "Because people trust me as a leader," she responded. "They see me a certain way. I think they might lose trust in me if they saw me as a participant." "I don't want to be harsh," I told her, "but honestly, I wouldn't trust you as a leader if I didn't see you learning as a participant." And yet I understand her fear, because while learning may not be that hard, being a learner, a beginner at something, can be very hard, especially in a group, and especially when we see ourselves and want to be seen by others as skilled and confident. In fact, being a beginner, being awkward, uncoordinated, inept, can even feel shameful, but it's not. It's just the stage we have to go through in order to become graceful and coordinated and competent. And our unwillingness to experience this stage can hinder our future growth. This is especially true of areas where you're already an expert. I've written or contributed to 15 books related to leadership. I coach the most senior leaders of prominent communities and companies. I teach leadership programs. I've been studying leaders and leadership for more than 30 years. I'm the CEO of a company that helps people become stellar leaders. And I still spend at least 3 weeks every year going to various and often unusual personal development programs to help me become a better leader. In the last month, I've gone to 2-week-long programs, one called the Radically Alive Leader, and one for therapists working with couples and relationships. At various times in both programs, I fumbled, felt like a beginner, tried new techniques, and felt awkward, even felt shame for not being better at a skill or a technique. And those are hard feelings to feel, but they are the inescapable growth pains that come with learning, developing, and becoming better at something. So, what can we do to make it a little easier? First, know that it's brave to be a beginner. Understand that it takes courage and vulnerability to expose your weaknesses and try new things. Then look for learning situations where the stakes are low, maybe a class where you're not expected to be an expert or you don't know anyone else. Admit out loud to the rest of the workshop, if it makes you feel better, that you are going to take some risk to approach something in a new way. Be the first to raise your hand and try something, letting others know that you may flub it and feel everything. That's what I call emotional courage. If you are willing to feel everything, embarrassment, shame, failure, awkwardness, then you can do anything. And whatever you do, don't stop learning. Go to workshops, push yourself, especially in the areas where you are already accomplished, so you can get even better. Keep thinking of yourself as a learner. Take risks to try new things. After that role play experience, we debriefed as a group and I revealed to everyone my stressful experience. Several people thanked me for raising the issue. They felt the exact same way and were grateful that I spoke about it openly. It reduced some of the tension that they were feeling. I wish I could say that by the end of the weekend workshop, I was completely comfortable and relaxed in all our activities. But that's not the case. Maybe I'm a little more comfortable, but learning takes time and comfort takes experience. That said, there is one thing the workshop did make me more comfortable doing: staying in the discomfort of learning long enough to learn. I didn't read that fast that time, as fast as I did before I did the video. Um, but I'd like to make a point here. For me, this article hit it right on the head. There are times when I'm dictating to you guys, like I just did a video where I was trying to pronounce architectural, and for some reason the word after wouldn't come out right the first time, didn't come out right the second time, but of course it came out right the third time. And so, of course, I've been an avid reader since a child. I've always loved to read. I mean, my mom would say, if you don't put a book down and do some work in this house, because every time I see you, you got a book in your hand. I fell in love with reading. Just love it to death. I just loved it. Oh, my favorite author, Stephen King, all-time favorite author, hands down. No one can match it. But I also like Stephen Kuntz, and other fictional writers. So I'm saying all that to say that I do feel vulnerable when I make mistakes like that. I do feel like I'm on the platform. I feel like people might be laughing at me, and this, because this is public, and this is as public as it's going to get, because anyone in the world can watch this video. And so when I make a mistake like that, or other mistakes as I'm reading, I feel so, should I do the video? I'm always contemplating, should I do the video over? You made that one mistake, but the rest of the video was great. Do you think I should do it over because you made that one mistake? Yes. Well, maybe I should do it over. I don't know. That's a lot of work. Well, what do you want to do? I go back and forth. Oh, do I want to do this over because I made one mistake? Yes, I'm looking for perfection. I am. In each and every video, I try to bring you my pure perfection. Now, does that happen in every video because I'm doing live videos? Of course not. Does that mean I should shut down every video and then do it over? That means you may never get no dictation out, or I won't be able to produce as much as I do. You know, if there's one mistake in the video, do I do the whole video over? It's quite a dilemma. And it's also quite humbling as well to be in front of people and reading to people and watching them see me make mistakes. But maybe it's a good thing because maybe they know I'm human and I do make mistakes. I made mistakes yesterday, and then I made one the day before that, and I made one the day before that, and the day before that, and I'm probably going to make one again today. I'm like a 1 day a week, a 1 day a mistake person. You know, every day I make at least one mistake. But seriously though, when it gets back to this article, like when she says I fumbled, felt awkward, was ashamed, had hard feelings. And so when I read that where it says, you know, it's not that bad. Don't make a big deal out of it. Because we can all feel uncoordinated and inept and awkward and shameful. But you know what? Only a fool would pick at somebody else because of mistakes. And then if you follow that same person around, that same day that they picked, let's say they picked at somebody in the morning about their mistakes. You follow them around, if you had the chance to follow them around all day, you would see that they make mistakes as well. Trust me, we all do it. It's just that when it's in the public, or you in a class, or you on social media and you make a mistake, you tend to think that people are thinking bad about you. She can't even, why she got a channel dictating she can't even say architectural? And so this article resonated through me and through my core. And I know that there are times when you probably feel that way too. Even if you're not in the public and you're alone and let's say you're trying to practice this certain take and you just keep going over it and over it and over it, but you're not hitting the stroke right. Even that can make you feel awkward. Like, what am I doing? And if you're a beginner at anything, like the article said, in fact, being a beginner, being awkward, uncoordinated, and it can make you feel shameful. And I agree. You know, when I wasn't doing live videos, I could just do a video. I could do a video on my phone, or I could do a video. Most of the time, it was on my phone. In the beginning, because I don't think I even had the internet. I think one place I moved, I had the internet, and then the other place I didn't have the internet, so I started using my phone. And I was a beginner. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I knew I could read. That wasn't the issue. Like, what do I read? How do I read it? How do I inflect my voice? I had to learn all these things. And to be honest with you, I'm still learning. Just like you're learning to pass the speed, I have done that. I have gotten to 225. I felt that success. But this is a whole nother different thing for me. This is something I am totally unfamiliar with, but getting to be more familiar with it because it has changed even since I've been doing it. Like I could just whip out my phone, do a video, bam, aiming outside, and like you might see some of my videos, they aimed outside. That was a beginner then. I didn't know what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, but I wasn't doing it. I wasn't trying to really do it at a professional level or at a level where I fretted over it. I need to make a video, and let me set my phone up right here, and bam, let's go ahead, hit push, and let's go ahead and get this party started. So, I'm so down south talking so fast, but what I'm trying to say is I am even a beginner at what I'm doing here. And so when I make a mistake, or I tend to put myself down far more than people will ever be able to chastise me for. Like a couple of months ago, I think it was like 2 months ago, somebody put on my page um something about, it was not what they said, it was kind of like the way they said it, and that bothered me. You need to check your videos before you put them out. But it taught me something. It bothered me, not because of what they said, but the way they said it to me. Like, I felt like it could have been in a nicer way. But you know what? That taught me something. You know what? You're right. And in the beginning, I was doing that. But then I got to be so comfortable and so, I just know the video is going to turn out a certain way, and I don't really need to listen to it. But now I do listen to each and every one, so that I'm not putting out some garbage, because I do not want this to be a garbage channel. I want this to be quality and quantity. Quality and quantity goes together quite well if you balance them correctly. So I understand, as if you're a beginner shorthand writer, if you're a beginner steno writer, if you're a beginning voice writer, captionist, whatever you may be, I understand where you are, because trust me, I'm right there with you. Every time you see me make a video, I'm trying to do it better. I'm trying to be better than I was 2 years ago. I'm trying to constantly improve. So even though I may have jumped over that hurdle of getting my 225 word per minute down, Q&A, and then that lit at 180, play with it. Even though I have passed that stage, I'm still learning, just like you. And just like the article says, we should never, ever, ever stop learning. And I don't think I want to be one of those people that ever stop. I'm going to always be constantly trying to improve myself, improve and improve anything that I'm involved with. So with that being said, I just wanted you guys to have that heads up, to know that I have my difficult days as well. I really, really do. And so when someone points something out to me and says, hey, that video had a lot of static in it, or that video, you really need to do it over because, you didn't do so good of a job reading that. I humbly say, yes, of course I will, because I'm in a learning stage as well. And I think the more videos I make, the more, they will get, the better they will get, because I'm just that type of person. I'm actually a perfectionist, but I try to control myself, because I know that if something is wrong in a video, like something I said, or I said the wrong word, that just bothers me and bothers me and bothers me. So I try not to let it bother me so much, because nothing is perfect. I'm not perfect. So I can't expect every video to come out perfect. But what I can do, if I go back over a video and I say, Sandra, that wasn't good, and I don't like the way that sound, which I am always constantly doing. And then I write down the video and then I do it over. And that's why you see some random video that pops up out of nowhere, because, and you say, wow, she already did that. That's probably, and you see this video just pop up at 120 words per minute. That's why, because I felt like I had to do that video over. And as a matter of fact, I am going to be updating some of the videos on my channel, and like the one with the phone staring out the window, that one I just talked about, I am going to be updating some of my older videos just to bring them up to speed and get them to the quality of what I have today. So beginner, from one beginner to another beginner. Even if you're just restarting, that's beginning a whole new, brand new chapter for you. If you've taken court reporting before and you're coming back, it's still new. You may not be a beginner, but there are some things that you're still, as a beginner, you're going to want to go over and retouch. So just wanted to holler out to y'all and let y'all know how I was feeling, about me learning. and being in this new genre, where I never saw myself um, there. I never thought about teaching court reporting. I never thought about having a class. I was like, you better get it because I got it. You better go and get it because it ain't gonna come to you. And I'll tell you, that's a whole nother story, but I'll tell you one day how I came about this whole new venture. And one thing about me, I'm very curious, and very like to try new things type of person. So with the two of them combined, and those Libra scales, we always doing something. Libras, we always doing something. So it's like it just all came together. So that's a whole nother different story that one day I will surely break that down to you and bring to you, those who are interested in wanting to know how this channel all began and how I got to all these videos on my channel. So see you at the next video, and as always, you already know, happy writing.